And since last Friday, more than 60 people have been shot, 11 have died. And just this afternoon, a 14-year-old boy was shot in Queens. CBS 2's Allie Bauman live in St. Albans with more. Allie.
Well, Maurice, investigators are still looking for the shooter here. We're told the 14-year-old victim is in surgery tonight and is expected to survive. The NYPD says this recent rise in crime is a result of many factors, specifically pointing blame at the pandemic, prosecutors, legislation, and local leaders. A pair of sneakers is the center of a crime scene in Queens Monday. Police sources say a teenage boy was shot in the neck and torso around 5 p.m. on 166th Street.
I hear bam bam, but I thought it was like firecrackers or something.
One day earlier in the Bronx, surveillance video shows 29-year-old Anthony Robinson walking hand in hand with his 6-year-old daughter. When a car pulls up, its passenger holds out a gun and fatally shoots the father in his chest.
Very family oriented, and it hurts to know that his life was taken in front of his daughter.
In the past week, there were 101 victims of shootings citywide compared to 33 the same week last year, a 206% increase.
We are going to be continuing to get more and more personnel out onto the streets where needed the most.
Monday, NYPD top brass blamed a multitude of factors for the rise in crime, including the release of prisoners from Rikers Island to avoid overcrowding and the spread of coronavirus. They say in June, 275 inmates released were rearrested 550 times.
On top of all this, the courts have been shut down, and many individuals who were indicted by a grand jury on gun charges are not in jail, but instead are free, awaiting for the courts to open up.
The top spokesman for the state court system calls the assertion absurd, claiming the courts have operated continuously throughout the pandemic, arraigning defendants, holding hundreds of hearings, and conferencing thousands of cases. NYPD Chief of Department Terrence Monahan also points to bail reform and district attorneys.
The district attorney's reluctance to prosecute quality of life crimes.
Queens DA Melinda Katz says the issue is more nuanced than that.
We need to work with the communities. They need to feel safe about reporting. They need to feel safe about witnesses, being witnesses in our cases.
Monahan also blames the crime spike on the rise of anti-police rhetoric and reform signed into law last month, criminalizing the use of a chokehold by a police officer.
Now, as officers try to fight crime, they must take pause before making an arrest.
Fact, there has been anti-police rhetoric. Leading to what is the question?
The governor also said today he disagrees with nearly every reason the chief of department listed for the rise in crime, including the Anti-Chokehold Act, which he says embodies what was already NYPD policy. We're live in St. Albans, Queens. Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.